I have a question then. Um, in a vacuum, like two identical products, but one looks better than the other, will people almost always pick the one that looks better?
I can't
And
give
why?
definitive proof on this, but I will say this. Babies naturally look at people who are more attractive than people who are not as attractive,
Is that
where their
true?
faces are, yes, it's 100% true. They will pay more attention to people whose faces are symmetrical, evenly proportioned, and in the golden ratio that we look for. So if we are doing that at a young age with no prompting, with no nurturing to guide that whatsoever, I think it's very safe to say that people will pick the more aesthetically pleasing version over the ugly one. You can also look at other parts of industry and business, like Europe has flourishing tourism because it's beautiful and they have these ornate buildings that you can go in and people go there just to look, or art, like people buy art just because they want things to look nice, especially if it's the same price and someone has just put a little bit more thought into the presentation. It's like a well presented plate of food versus slop. Like if you get a plate of spaghetti that is perfectly coiled and there's a garnish on it and there's just the right amount of Parmesan cheese versus cafeteria food smack, you know, all over your plate or whatever. Which one are you going to pick? There's no economic incentive at all or rationale to being stupidly ugly.